Alright guys, customer bought the parts. It looks like it's cool. She got a, wow, complete kit with look like cam seals, crank seal, but we won't be replacing that. But what we will be replacing is this. This is the pulley for the tensioner, and this one should be the pulley for the idler. Yep, because you can tell the difference because this one has a bolt right in the center. That's going to be for the idler. Here's a brand new timing belt. Here's her water pump. Got the whole assembly on this water pump. I like that. That's really nice. We have the new crank gear with the reluctor on it. That's cool, because you remember the last one was broken. Oil filter, regular stuff, and here's the crank sensor. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead, we got everything out of the way already. We're going to remove this water pump, get this water pump out of the way. So let's get our tools set up, and here's our tensioner right here. And here's our idler over here. Now even though they are good still, we got a new one. Might as well go ahead and put them on. And at the same time, guys, this is what we're gonna do. Here's the timing belt tensioner right here. We got two 12mm bolts. We're gonna have to take that out because we need that out so we can reset that with a pin. I'm gonna show you what I mean when we get to that point. All right, so let's get our tools and we'll be right back. All right, guys, check it out. This is what we're gonna do here. The first thing we're gonna do is get our air ratchet, and I'm gonna use a 12mm deep 3/8 drive. And first of all, I'm gonna do, here's our timing belt tensioner right here. I'm gonna get that out of the way. Alright, that's loose. Pull that, put that to the side. Now, I'm going to get my 14mm deep 3/8 drive. And we have our timing belt idler pulley right here. Take that. Alright, I'm going to leave that just like that for a minute. And here's our the tensioner pulley right here. Now you got to remember, this thing swivels like this, so you know, get it in a way that you can lock it in place and then loosen it, then go like that. The next thing we're going to do is grab our two new ones, open it up. It's kind of looks a little different. Yeah, it's good. Set that up there. Set this one up here. Now this one is very important because see that little ridge right there? That little ridge keeps that belt in place. So now what we're going to do is go down here. Take off our first one. Take the bolt out. Look at it. Now you see the one side has no holes in it. The other side has two holes for the adjustment. Make sure the bolt goes through that one just like that. Then we're going to just put that up there. Okay. You're going to leave that kind of loose because we're going to need that loose. Then we're going to get the idler. Take it off. You notice how it's recessed. The bolt is recessed in there. That's how you're going to put the new one in. Not like that. Like that. So we grab our new one. Put it in there. And this one, we're going to go ahead, 14mm. We're going to tighten that one right up. Now that one's kind of tight, so make sure it's kind of tight. Make sure it rolls. It's good. Nice. Great. The next thing we're going to do is the water pump. Now, the water pump is kind of weird. Let me show you over here the new water pump. Sometimes you can get just the water pump, but she did really good. She got the water pump along with the housing and everything. This thing is great. I like this. So now what's nice about this is that it tells you exactly which bolts we got to remove. Also the top ones. That's a little problem right there. Because if we go over here, we got 3 bolts on the top. The third one is up under here. So we can't take it off like that. So that's a problem. So what we're going to have to do is remove the whole assembly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look around here. And we're going to need, let's see here. All right, let me get some tools and I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. What we're going to do, we got us a regular screwdriver. And this is already loose already. So just that's just out of the way. You ain't got to worry about that. We're going to loosen up this clamp right here. Now, this is an aftermarket clamp. So the clamp that you might have up there is one of those clamps that you just squeeze together that you're going to need this. Like this hose right here, what I got to disconnect. Squeeze that together. Back that up. Make sure it's backed up enough. Then we're going to get that off. What I'm going to do is take a screwdriver. And that's what I'm going to do is just push that. Just like that. Alright, that one's off. Then we got this top one right here. Now this one is not going to really come off. But what I want to do is just make sure it's loose. Alright, great. Great. The next thing we're going to do. On the top of this, we got this little bracket. This little bracket right here that's got 4 12mm bolts. And what I got my cordless gun with a 6-inch extension with a 12mm 3/8 drive shallow socket. And what I'm going to do here, and matter of fact, guys, before we do that, I took this tensioner off over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to set that tensioner right there. The party line. We'll start from right here and bring my parts back in. Alright, so let's get this bracket out of here. And pay attention to this little notch, this little bracket right here in front of that. Make sure it stays in there also. And I'm going to just put that in there for a couple threads. Alright. 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 Then I'm going to take it off like this, and I'm going to leave that bolt right in there. Now I can probably put those bolts back in there, but I'm going to leave these bolts all right here together. Put that in the party line. Now we're looking good. Now this thing should come off with that. Now I'm noticing there's a little coolant sensor up here. So what I'm going to do is there's a tab on this side. Then I'm going to squeeze this tab to squeeze that tab right there. Unplug it. Leave it to the side. Now, we're going to try to figure out which bolts do we take off to get this whole thing off. And a good way of doing that is grabbing our old pump, the new pump, and we see, all right, we see those 3 bolts, holes right there, and these 3 over here. That's it. All right, so let's find out if that's right. So what I'm going to do here, and it looks like 3 12mm bolts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break this first. I'm going to break this loose first. Get my ratchet. And we got 1. We got 2. And on this side, we got 1, 2, and on the top, we got 3. So I got all that loose now. I actually heard that started coming loose. Now what I'm going to do now is get me a pan just in case there's still some water in here, because remember, there was no antifreeze, so it's just water. So let me get a pan and put up under there, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Got my pan up under there, and I got my little cordless drill hooked up into this. Start taking these out. Oops, one right there. All right, and then the 3 over here. All right, now what I want to do here is I want to take these out and I want to look at them and make sure they are the same length. Go over here, same length as the other 2. And then we got the other one. So all 5 are the same length. And I'm going to put them to the side next to the new water pump. All right, then we're going to go up here and let's see what happens. Right, shake this a little bit. Now I got some, these things are held in by, what?
It's a bracket there.
Where?
You got a bolt going straight down.
That bolt right there?
Behind it. Like a bolt right here. Yep.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Where's that bolt?
Let's not go into that. What top of that? Alright guys, this thing is as though that's really close. Now right now we got it jammed over here because see there's a O-ring inside this section over here. But I want to make sure before I get a pry bar and pound that a little bit, I definitely want to make sure that it will come loose, make sure we ain't got nothing else held on here. And actually, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Wait a minute. Oh, that thing is going way back there. Those aren't the 3 bolts that I've been looking at. What? Holy cow. This just became not fun. One, 2, all right, 3 right there. Wow. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit here and take that whole thing apart like that. That's behind the intake and everything. Oh. All right, guys, we got a little problem here. But if we look right down here, because Billy Bob, he said something before, but I don't know why he wasn't persistent about it. Got the little 10mm bolt right there. And it looks like it might be holding this whole thing on. So I'm gonna go down here. Take off that bolt. All right, you got a magnet on here or something?
No.
Alright, we got a magnet and go down here and get this bolt. Alright. Now, let's move this a little bit more. Alright, looks like it wants to come out. There's another problem. Dang it. Guys, look at this front, this little plate right here. This little plate, on each side, there's a plate that's stopping this from coming off too. Dang it, man, this thing sucks. And we got, the suck part about it is we got one bolt right here that's behind the gear. I mean, directly behind the gear.
I know. I think we better stick them bolts back in there and take that water pump out.
Just go with the water pump, because this is you know, guys, I ain't gonna punk out on you guys. I ain't gonna punk out at all. I'm gonna let you know what we're gonna do. I'll be right back. Alright guys, forget it. I ain't gonna punk out. This is what we're gonna do. Take my big channel locks, vice grips or whatever, and what I'm gonna do is just set them in here into the teeth, into the gear, just so I can hold it in place. And it looks like about a 17mm socket.
You guys, that gear, you gotta be careful with your vice grip. It will break.
That's what they want us to do. Get this out of the way. Fine. Okay, got my air gun. 17mm shallow, 1/2-inch drive. But what I'm gonna do is put my gun here, and I'm gonna hold. And if you're gonna do this, be sure you got this secure, and you're holding this because this thing will snap loose. All right. And you see, I don't have a good grip on this. I just need it to hold into place. I'm not trying to squeeze it, because just like Billy Bob said, the way the metal this is made out of, these things will snap on you. So okay, let's get this loose just like that. Go over here to the other side. Get that off. Enough of the playing around. Keep them just like that. Take the bolts out. Wiggle the gear off. Put it right here, so I know. Get this out of the way. This one goes on this side. And let me take out that other one all the way. Alright. Okay, take that one off. Remember, keep it as you took it off. Now we're looking at those bolts. We can take them off. Those little brackets. Alright, we got a, looks like we got two 12mm bolts right here that's holding this on. 1, 2.
That thing didn't try to hurt your wrist right then because you didn't break the bolt first.
I know how to hold it, man. I'm a man. I ain't gonna put our, matter of fact, let's put our bolts back in there. Okay. And let's put our bracket right up here on top of that. So I know it goes on that side. The next thing we're gonna do is go on this side. We got this little bracket right here. I'm not sure what the heck. Hopefully that bracket not behind there, or that's gonna suck.
Let me get a look. See. Behind what?
Behind this whole thing right here. This gallery. Let me loosen this up and see here. Oh, cool. Comes right off and right around it. All right. What the?
You gotta slide that back. Yep, gotta go back that way.
I got too much in the thing, man. This thing is actually behind that thing. It's actually behind it. Can you believe that mess?
Because you gotta open it right there.
How's that gonna slide back? It's hitting right there.
That's what I know.
Telling me I gotta slide back, man. This sucks. All right, that's no problem. I don't care. Just like I said, I ain't gonna punk out from this. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Dang it. You know how much it sucks. I'm not sure, guys, what this is right here. What kind of gallery it is. I want to make sure that I can't get this out of here. I'm gonna loosen those bolts up. I'm gonna see what the heck it is. See if they come off. So we're gonna find out together. I'm using my 12mm deep, 6-inch extension, 3/8 drive. I just want to pop these loose, just in case any kind of spring loaded or anything. I just want to pop them loose and loosen them up. And see, even though I did that, and these bolts are pretty much loose, I still ain't got no movement. Let's go and loosen them up a little bit more. There it is. Let's find out what the heck is behind here. Okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna carefully, see, I know it's attached somewhere in there, and I wish I can see what it's attached to. Ah, a hose, okay. It's a hose, but good. I'm gonna leave that alone because it gave me enough clearance back there to get that out of the way. So I'm good to go. And I want to make sure in the back here what we got. All right, let's see here.
Sound like beef.
All right. Now I know these two bolts go right there, so I'm gonna put these bolts to the side so I can make sure they go back there. And now I'm gonna give me a little pry bar to break this seal off of there. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. And what I'm gonna do, you know what, guys, just to be on the safe side, let me get me a rag. I'll be right back again. All right, what I want to do, I want to pry that out there. But what I'll do, I don't want to put the pry bar right up against the intake. So I'm gonna get a rag in there, serve as some cushion. And then I'm gonna walk this just like that. Yeah. Pop right loose. Got a little bracket right here. Everything is. Oh yeah, this hose right here. All right, so let me get a screwdriver. And as I'm pulling it out, I'll just get that thing off of there. Little by little. You ain't gonna, I don't know if she's gonna be able to turn it.
Alright.
Hold on, let me. Squeezing my fingernail. Get the heck out of there, man. Get the heck out. Take them off, man. Squeeze my damn fingers right in there. Get out! I told you to get
that again.
No, I didn't. I said get out of here with that.
Oh, squeezing your finger.
Now I can go back on the video and show you squeeze my finger in there.
No.
What the heck is your phone, man? Squeeze my. What you still holding them for? Get them things out of here, you bum.
Bigger from these pliers in a minute.
Yeah, you better go. You saw that come out. You better put it back. All right, guys. Here we go. We got that. Here we go. Let's set this over to the side. So there's our water pump assembly. Now let's see what came with this water pump. What sucks about this is, you know, they give you these gaskets, but you know what happened to the O-rings? No O-rings. I mean,
I think that one right there for that.
oh, here goes. Here's one right here. All right, so let's go take off these O-rings. They're good. Guess they do good. Okay, that O-ring is. Oh, let me see. Screwdriver. Screwdriver.
I ain't see one. That's that one.
What?
You only got one.
I know. It should be two, right, for that big hole.
Yeah. Or did it have a fall right there? No.
Well, it really looks like they don't expect you to take that off. They expect you to take it off from here and leave that up there. But why do that? I mean, that thing would have to give. You still got to change the gasket and try to put that in there.
They didn't give you a gasket for that, did it?
Yeah, they give me, I think. I don't know. Let's go over here.
It'll be alright. Put the permutates on.
All right. So what we're going to do is get a thin screwdriver.
Hold on, Chef. Don't take it off yet, because I can't get them to see this. Man, hold on.
Oh, I got. You know what? I got to be sure. Make sure this. I put this back in here.
Well, matter of fact, you're going to take it out.
Oh, it's in the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Matter of fact, let me put it up here. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's go in here with a really thin screwdriver. All right. Pull that hose right off like that. Be careful, because you don't want to bend this pipe in any kind of way, because putting that water pump back, it ain't gonna work. So you want to make sure that's where it's supposed to be. And that was good. This thing was dry rotted. You see, it broke off. So let's get our new O-ring. We're gonna place our O-ring up there. There we go. And you notice I'm wiping a little bit of the antifreeze that's in here, wiping it on there as a lubricant, so when we put that on, it don't mess that back up. All right, and we got our old gasket in here. Pop that right off like that, and that's good. It's a metal gasket, so great. So we got this gasket already, and up here we have another O-ring. Is that O-ring in there?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, man.
It's a little.
Guys, you could definitely get another O-ring and put in there. That thing will definitely leak.
Yeah, I don't care how much permutation you put on that.
That's gonna leak in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got O-rings in the truck. We're gonna see if we can get an O-ring for that, or check the box further. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. Now we got 3 12mm bolts right there. What I'm gonna do here is take my deep 12mm 3/8 drive. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just break these bolts loose.
Turn it to my shadow. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's do anything. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna hook up my cordless gun. All right. Got 2 long bolts, 1 short bolt. Just get a little pry bar and just help that apart. All right, that's good. There we go. There we go. Now, what we're gonna do is set it up here and look at that. Bring it together, bring a new one over here. Now we have a gasket over here. Now the original ones was metal gasket. You didn't need no silicone or nothing. But the aftermarket ones don't have that. So I like to use a little silicone up there. So let me get a little red RTV. We're gonna put it up there. Be right back. All right, got a little red RTV right here. And what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna take a note of how my gasket is supposed to set up there, because if you turn on the other way, see, it won't line up. You gotta make sure you got that lined up where it's supposed to be. And what I'm gonna do here, see it, but I'm gonna put it up against that water pump or something. All right, and what I'm gonna do now is get me a small bead.
Turn towards them a little bit. Yeah.
Dang. And that's all I'm gonna go is around where the water's gonna go at. I'm gonna set that down. Make sure the holes are lined up. Then we'll put another small bead. And it gotta be thick, guys. Just a really thin bead around that port, just like that. All right. Now, if you take this, the old one, you turn it over. This is a metal gasket, so you can just wipe that off. Or what I'm gonna do here is get my little die grinder with my surface preparing disc. And I'm just gonna take it lightly. Nice and clean. Right now I know this is really not stable up there, but I just needed to hold just in place just so I can get these bolts to line up. So I'm gonna set this on top, and actually what I can do here, I can actually set my bolts in. And I'm gonna slowly go down, and I'm gonna start the bolts up. And once they're in by, I'm sure they're in by hand, take my cordless gun, and I'm gonna just go slow. Alright, now that I got them tightened up, now I'm gonna go over it with my regular ratchet, and I'm gonna put a little more torque on them. You don't have to squeeze these really tight. You know, this is not really tight because it's going into aluminum, and you can strip that out. So I'm gonna go ahead, tighten that up. Tighten that one up. Tighten that one up. Now that's good to go back on. The next thing we're gonna do is take our die grinder and go over here to the front of the engine, where we took off that old gasket at, right there. We're gonna go in here. We're just gonna clean that up.
Hold on, this ain't working.
They know what I'm doing, so I'll clean it up there. Alright, I'm going to take my rag and wipe it off so I can see if I missed any spots or anything. I got a little bit right there. And a little bit over here. Alright, we are good to go. Alright. Guys, when we wrap back, we're going to see if we can get an O-ring, a new O-ring for that other pipe. Alright guys, let's go. There's our old O-ring into there. And actually, wait a minute. Now this O-ring is sticking out a little bit, but I can't take no chance. We can't take no chances, guys. Let's get that O-ring. There we go. And I'm trying to take it off fully so we can get a good match on this. Oh man, that thing really rusty. All right, we got it off. Let's go over here. And here's our O-ring kit. And a good way to check this out, that's all I do is stick it in there and see like that. And it looks like that might be, because it might be stretched out, because this one's way too big. And that one's definitely way too small. So we look at that one. Oh yeah, that's it, because this one's stretched out because it's been on that neck. So that'll be the perfect one right there. So what we're going to do is go over here. Got a little antifreeze spilled down there. What I'm going to do is take that antifreeze, put it in there to make sure it goes on nice and easy. Because we do got to stretch this one out. And get that on. Perfect. Look at that. That is great. And it's sticking just out enough. I ain't got no problem with that. Alright, we're ready to stick this back on. Now, something bit the mess out of me, man. Now, before we do that, guys, check this out. You see this little, this is where the big O-ring goes. So we need to clean that out, because we don't want that anything messing up that O-ring. So what I'm gonna do is take my little wire brush here, and you can get some sandpaper if you don't have one of these. Just gonna put that in, and it looks like it might not even work. Nope, that ain't gonna work. So it looks like we're gonna get a piece of sandpaper and clean that out. So or a small wire brush. Be right back. All right, got me a little piece of sandpaper. What I'm gonna do is just go around there. See how we get all that dirt out of there. Make sure it's nice and clean. Boy, a lot of rust in this system. All right, we're just about ready to put this on. The next thing we're gonna do, here's the new gasket, the other new gasket. Now what we're gonna do here is see how this goes. See how it goes up there. Now guys, this one is this right here is kind of difficult, because you got to make sure this thing does not move when we put it back on. So we're going to use, instead of the red silicone, we're going to use weather stripping. All right. So let me go get the weather stripping, and I'll be right back. All right. So we're going to take our gasket off. We got some weather stripping here. It comes in yellow or black. Either one you want. And what we're going to do is take this and we're going to put a little bead around here. Now this stuff dries up quick, so you gotta make sure you get this done quick. The main part is around the ports. That's your main part. Alright, and then what you're gonna do is carefully just put that gasket into place. Hold it down. Get our water pump bolts. So in that way, it stays lined up. And once you get that like that, then you go ahead around there and push down and squeeze it into place. And sometimes you'll see it squeeze out over there. That's quite all right. As long as you keep them bolts in there, so everything stays lined up. And you're gonna let this set for about 5 minutes, or even better, let it set for 10 minutes, because you want to make sure that gasket stays in place when we go put this whole assembly back together. All right, we're gonna let that set, and then join us when we finish. We'll be back. All right, guys, this is set enough. We'll take our bolts out. I'm done with that. Let's take our whole assembly, go over here to the car. Now, this part got to be very careful with, guys. Now the first thing we're going to do, we got everything lined up, we know what we got to do now. I'm going to take some silicone and I'm going to take it around my fingers just like this, and I'm going to put it around the O-ring. Not so much as to help seal it, but it's also as a lubricant to put it on, and it does help to seal it. And now it's difficult to get to the one inside there, so what you do is just put a thin layer inside of here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, get our red silicone, and if it comes out, we'll put a thin layer around the ports. See, it's just not got to be a thick layer, guys. Alright, now for the fun part. I'm going to line this up. Put this in there. Alright, got my water pump bolts. And what I'm going to do here is, let's set our water pump bolts down right there for a second. I'm going to slowly go over here and work my way in there. Now I know the first thing I gotta do here is make sure I got this hose up here going on. I could probably put it on later, but it just makes it a lot easier. Now, next thing is over here on that first O-ring. I want to make sure we go down, and now I'm definitely on over there. Now if I can see back there, I want to make sure that now my other O-ring is going into the pipe, and it is. I gotta make sure both of them going back at the same time. Perfect, there we go. It just went back there. And the top one is on. So now, I'm gonna get my bolts. And I should be able to twist this enough, and it should be able to line up with the first bolt, hopefully. Alright, there's the first one. Our hose up here. Let's get that hose on there so it can definitely set better. Okay. Let's get our other bolts on. You know that you got to move that cardboard because I can't see down there.
Yeah, kind of sort of big. I'm like, that gonna keep my light.
This sucks with this thing. Alright. Let me get this one first. Lining up these holes, man. This is not all that easy. Okay. Now we got it. Alright, let's put our 5 bolts in there. Make sure they're going in by hand. Oh, that is great, guys. That came out really good. I like that. All right, but there's no time to celebrate.
Hey.
Huh?
That shield.
Oh, dang it. Guys, we should have put this on before that thing came in. Good.
Yeah, man. You all about it until you see it right now.
Dang it! There we go. That was close. That was really close. All right. Now let's get our socket. Got my 12mm. Let's slowly bring these bolts in. All right, the bolts are in, but they're not tight. Where's that 12? Where's our ratchet at?
Right here.
All right, we're gonna take our 12mm deep, 3/8 drive, 6-inch extension with our ratchet, and we're just gonna go in here and tighten up these a little bit tighter. Okay, make sure they're all tight.
And this is that shield coming up from that water pump. Because it's falling down behind it.
What do you mean? Oh,
There you go.
okay. All right, guys, here we go. Now, let's get this one together. Now, this is a gasket back there. All right, so what I'm going to do here is take a little, let me make sure I got the bolts set up for this. I do, I got them where I need them. What I'm going to do is, where's our silicone? Now, even though there's no kind of silicone or nothing on that gasket, I ain't liking that too much. So what I'm going to do is put some on my finger. This is just an added security. I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to put some around the edges of this one right here so I can make sure we do not want that to leak. All right, we got that down pat. You ain't got to rush. It takes about 15 minutes for silicone to really start to cure. So now we're going to go in here and just put our bolts in there. Okay, let's get our bottom one. Okay, that's great. Now before I tighten that up, we just want to make sure our bracket is lined up. So I'm going to start our bolts into there. The other one's up under here. All right, get in my 12mm. You know what? I'm going to use my 12mm shallow so I can get closer on this. You're going to go in there. I'm going to tighten that up. All right. Perfect. Guys, that looked great. All right, the next thing we're going to do is over here on this side. Let's get our other bracket in, which we got on top of the engine. And we already got our 2 bolts in there already. Let's get this out of the way. All right. Okay. We'll set our bracket into place. Set into place, damn it. Okay. That's one. That's two. Tighten those up. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we got the 10mm bolt that goes straight down there. So what we're gonna do is grab a 10mm deep socket with a 6-inch extension. Grab a piece of plastic or something somewhere, or maybe even better, grab some grass on the side. I ain't talking about the grass you smoke, I'm talking about the grass on the ground. Grab that.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't put that in there.
Right? That's expensive. That key ain't worth that much. Alright, you look down there to see where the hole is lined up. You put your bolt down there, and that way it keeps the bolt in place. There we go. And go ahead and tighten that bolt up. That is done. This is definitely looking good. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, grab our pulleys, our cam pulleys. We already took them off, so I know this is the front. And it's got a little dowel pin sticking out right there. And then it's got a hole in the gear. You want to make sure that lines up when you put that gear on. Put the bolt in. Same thing on the other side. Dowel pin, the little line. Make sure it's lined up. And put it in. Before you forget, tighten up right now. Now, if you got huge channel locks, it might be a good idea. You can use that also. We'll use our, make sure that, now we're gonna be holding it back this way. All right, go get our gun. Go to our other one. Perfect, guys. Look good. Now we are definitely looking good. What is this? I'm noticing a piece down here. I'm not sure what this piece is, but what we need to do is take this bolt out, and we have to check that out because we got to make sure this is not a spacer. Or is it part of the other gear? Let's go over here and look at this. And as you can see, there it is right back there. So it's luckily we saw this, or that thing would be sticking out and we'll be all messed up. Now this is the new gear. Here's a new reluctor. You want to make sure that reluctor is flat. Maybe set on a flat surface. Make sure those fins are definitely set out like that. Which they are, that's good. The next thing we're going to go over here. You got a little keyway right there. You want to make sure the keyway is lined up. And you might have to move this out of the way. Get that keyway lined up, and that gear should slide right on, just like that. No problem whatsoever. Got to have that. And if you want, what you could do is make sure it's back. Let's get something here. Just take the little vice grips, tap it a little bit. I ain't going to say go crazy. Just tap it a little bit to make sure that is flush back. That's great. That is on. We are definitely looking good. The next thing we're going to do, we ain't got to worry about that. Our cam sensors out of the way. Now, guys, what we're going to do here is set the timing. Not to set this. Well, we ain't going to set the timing yet. What we're going to do is set the timing belt tensioner. So get that ready for installation. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, here's our tensioner. And if you notice, our tensioner has a little hole right there, and it's a little hole inside the piston. So the object here is to push that piston down, and you're not going to do this by hand. You got to push that down, line them holes up, and have you a pin. This is a solid pin that'll stick there and hold it in place. And you got to make sure, like here's our bolt. So we know it bolts up like this. You got to make sure that pin goes in this way and not that way. Because if it goes in this way, this part's going to be up against the engine, and you're never going to get that in there. So it's got to go that way. Now a little trick I like to do is, I like to use the truck and my hydraulic jack.
When I did the pin that stick in the hole, I took me a daggone Allen key, stuck it right in there.
Alright, so you can use an Allen key if it don't work. And what we're going to do is push it up like that. Now, of course, you know this thing ain't strong enough to pick up this truck, so I know it's going to go down in there. So what I do is start picking up on the jack. And as you can see it start to slowly go down. And what I do is, oh man, we gotta get out of here. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me that this thing is too big to go in there. Alright guys, let me go get me a smaller pin. Be right back. Alright guys, I got me a smaller one. And what I'm doing is just put that in there. Now I know it went all the way through. Then we'll let my hydraulic jack down. There we go. Look at that. Set right into place. So now I'm good. So we're going to go back over here to the engine. We're going to go in here. Set our tensioner into place and make sure, you see that right there? Make sure the tensioner itself is up. Well, not the tensioner pulley, you know. Make sure it's up and that thing goes under there, just like that. Okay, our bolts are in. It's a 12 millimeter. Let's get in there and tighten them up. Okay, that looks good. It's into place. All right. Now, guys, this is the fun part. This is lining up the timing and everything. You see these little marks right here on the valve covers? That's your mark. That's your mark. And then you got two more over this side. You got marks on each gear. And it looks like somebody had already put blue on these. These marks got to line up with each perspective camshaft. This is where you got it. Okay, now move a little bit. Let me show them over here. And over here, here's our mark right here. Right there. So we got to turn this until we can get it lined up over there. Now here's the problem here. With an interference engine, up here now. With an interference engine, while doing this, especially if the timing belt had broke already and gears are off, what we gotta do is set the crank into a neutral position. Now you have, okay, let's say for instance, top dead center. Now top dead center, number one piston is way up at the top. You cannot have any of those pistons way at the top, because as you turn in the cam and them valves are opening, it's gonna hit that piston. So what you got to do is set it in a neutral position. Now first of all, we're going to try to set the crank on top dead center, and then we're going to go a quarter of a turn. Going a quarter of a turn away, that means you're going to set every single piston below deck. That means we can turn the cams any way we want and we don't have to worry about them hitting. And that's what we're going to do here. So let's go down here. And first we're going to get the bolt back into here, and I'm going to turn it a little bit to see where we are and see if we can set these without doing it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, what I got here is the harmonic balancer bolt. And I do not put the bolt straight on like this to turn this engine, because you got this little cotter pin, dowel pin sticking out right here. Roll pin, they actually call it. And if you go to try to put that on right now and tighten that up, that washer is going to hit that and smash it and mess it up. So what you're doing is I got me an old axle bolt here, and I know it's smaller, the diameter is smaller than that, and then I can move it around. So what I'm going to do is put that right there, make sure it's out of the way of that roll pin. You got to make sure it goes in and make sure there is enough threading to grab that. And then I got it on tightening, and what I'm gonna do is just slowly go to tighten it, and then I'm gonna slowly turn the engine. You want to make sure that the engine will turn and not hit up against anything. And what you're going to be doing is on this reluctor back there, there's going to be a little notch in it, and you got to make sure that notch lines up right with that little indentation. If you feel this thing stop, you better be turning one of them cams. Here's our notch coming, so that's great, but that's not going to be great enough. So right now I'm top dead center. I don't want to be top dead center. So what I'm going to do is go a little bit more. So now, right there, I know all my pistons are below deck. Now I can go a quarter of the way, go down to here, it'd be better. Then I can just reverse it, like that. So now I know all my pistons are below deck. So now I ain't got to worry about messing any valves up if they ain't messed up already. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we know these are 17 millimeters. You do not want to use a ratchet because a ratchet will spin. You know, once these things get to a certain point, they'll go lock and they'll just turn on you. You want to get a wrench or something that you can control, or a breaker bar, anything that you can control its movement. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got a little marker here just to mark these marks right here. And these got it's got the blue mark on it, but hey, I'm gonna put it, mark them up there yellow anyway. Then I'm gonna go on this side and do the same thing. So, see, there you go. Now it's easier to see. Now what we want to do, we're gonna start on this side over here. Now we want to get that mark up to there. I got my 17 millimeter wrench, just like I said, so I can hold this into place. And see how like it's want to snap back, and I'm holding it into place. So now what I'm gonna do, because it's very difficult. That means right now I got it set up, but any little tap on this and that thing is gonna snap right into place. But you know what? Let's see if we can keep it held into place. Now here we go. This one, get our power swing pump out the way. I'm gonna go counterclockwise on this. See, that one will not hold into place. See how that spun? But see, luckily, all our pistons are below deck, so I'm not really worried about it. And that one's gonna be a difficult one to hold into place. But I'm gonna show you a little trick to do that. What you wanna do here, get you a pair of vice grips. Do not put them on super tightening. And they also have a kit to lock this into place. And what you want to do is get your vice grips enough so you can...
Hold on. I want to get this. You guys watch those cams. Go ahead.
All right, now you want to make sure that you can just get it enough to lock into place.
All right, there it goes again. Look, you guys watch again.
Now, what I'm going to do is, damn it, this thing's in the way.
I'm trying to keep sun out.
Okay, what I'm going to do here is, well, this one is, that's, it's got to go a little bit, right about there. And this one, if I can get this on.
Watch the cam though. Where the cam gear. Yeah, right there.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Watch the cam.
Okay, now this one is a little bit off. This one, I gotta go over a little bit, and this one's gotta go up. So what I'm gonna do, I know this one is the problem. I'm gonna snap into place. So what I'm gonna do is hold this into place. Loosen up my vice grips. Turn that one. Actually, what I should have did was turn this one. That one looks good. Lock it down. All right. So if you get down this way and look at the angle, go straight down. You'll be able to see that one's lined up.
Well, I can't get it exactly even yet. Booyah.
All right, guys. Now, before we go any further, what we're gonna do here is, because this tensioner, this tensioner pulley right here, it gets in the way of putting it on our crank sensor. Because right now we're gonna install our crank sensor. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do before we set that cam up, customer got a new crank sensor, because you remember the last video, it was all messed up. Dang these nets. Now, putting this on, you want to make sure one of those fins, you want to make sure they are going in between the slot right there. If not, you're going to mess this thing right up. So we're going to set this down. And we got two 10mm bolts. There's one. Get this out of the way. Get over here and get our second one in there. Alright, that's two. Now I'm not going to use no gun or nothing to tighten those up. Where's our 10mm socket? Alright, what I'm using is a 10mm shallow 6-inch extension, 3/8 drive, and at the same time I'm being careful, making sure I don't hit my vice grip over here. And what I'm gonna do is just go in here, bring them in by hand. Again, you want to make sure that it's in that groove, because if not, you're going to destroy everything. All right, and then slowly tighten them up. As soon as it stops, just go a little bit more, and that's it. Great. Now you don't have to worry about the wiring yet, because the wiring is going to come up. You gotta be kidding me, man. What the hell is this thing doing? Sticking. It's going to come up and it's going to go inside the timing cover and hold on into place right there. Then it's going to come out just like that. All right. So now let's get our 17mm wrench.
You got another pair of vice grips out here already?
Yep. Got another pair of vice grips. And what I can do is just set those vice grips up. Okay, great. So now, let's line up our marks over here. Let's see if this one. Okay. That's perfect. Let's get this one up. Whoops, I'm gonna have to go back down further on this one. Alright. That's perfect right there. Go in. Lock them into place. Make sure I'm still lined up. So now we are perfect right there. All right. The next thing I'm gonna do is get my 22mm 1/2-inch drive, and now I'm gonna go counterclockwise. And I'm not gonna bring that mark to where it's lined up at. I'm gonna bring it right before. There's a little piece of something down there. I just saw a little something move down there, maybe a little piece of plastic or something. Let me go back forward. All right, let me get I want to get the air thing. I want to blow that out. I want to make sure nothing's down there. I'll be right back. All right, got my little air down here. I want to make sure, yeah, make sure all that's out of here. Want nothing interfering with that belt turning. Okay, now, where my ratchet at? Now I want to go before. There's a mark right there. Now what I should have did was mark that. So let's get in here and clean that up. Even though I know you can see it, but I'm gonna make it so you can definitely see where it's at. Now I want to go before that mark. Right there. The reason why I'm doing that, because when I put the belt on and everything, I want to put it on a tooth before this, so when I bring this back over here, it's going to be perfectly tight. Everything's going to be in line. That's what I want. Alright, so it's before it. Now let's get our new belt. Here's our belt. Here we get down to the nitty-gritty. The first thing I'm going to do is go over here and put it into place over here. Bring it around here. Not worrying about my sensors pretty much yet. Let me see, I'm going to go around there. In fact, let me get my ratchet off of there. And I'm going to show y'all another little trick, guys. This is going to be a cool little trick right here that I show you on this. Watch this. You're going to be like, damn, that's a good trick. Alright, gonna put it around our water pump. I ain't worrying about that side yet. Go around here. Now, I'm gonna show you a little trick. I'll be right back. Alright guys, check this out. I got the pair of pliers that actually uses to close off antifreeze lines, gas lines, anything like that. And I got a needle nose vice grips, and I got hoses on it. That's to protect the belt. And what I'm gonna do here is put it right there. And I can lock that right into place. And that means being a little bit off. There we go. Lock that into place right there. So now our belt is on right there. Now the next thing I want to do is make sure it's nice and tight right there before I hook up the other one. And being that this is kind of, if you look at it, it happens to be right there. I mean, that's really kind of off. And I'm looking at my gear down here, and I can see my tooth, I'm off just a little bit, which means I can back up just a little bit. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, while my vice grip is still on there, make sure this is out of the way. I know I can go counterclockwise just a little bit. Bam, look at that, guys. Look at that held on right there. And that, look how tight that is. Then, I'm going to get my whole hose pliers, and not a lot. That's all you want to do is just squeeze it into place, just so it holds that belt into place. And if you got another pair of vice grips like that, that'll be great. Now, I'm going around. And it's important to keep this side tight. All right, go down. Now, you want to make sure your gear down here is about a tooth off. This is ridiculous. These gnats are bothering the mess out of me. All right. I want to bring it around here. Bring it on my tensioner. So now, let's get this out of the way. And we're going to see where I'm at right there. All right. So I'm going to put this around here like this. Hold the tension over there. All right, now where's my ratchet? Keeping tension on this side. And see, as I tighten it up, I notice I still must not be on, because see, now I just tightened up, but I'm off. I don't like that. I'm off about a tooth. So what I gotta do now is loosen back up. I gotta make this belt a little bit tighter here. Now, let's get this belt, make sure it's on all the way. Dang it, did that thing just come right off of there? Looks like it might have just came off. It sure did, because right now that's lined up, and I got play. I do not want that play in this belt. Damn it, it snapped. So I'm gonna go back again. And I'm gonna have to keep on setting it till I know this thing is on. Okay. Let's see now. Okay. Got tension. I got tension. All my marks is on over here, so I'm looking great right there. I am looking really good. Now for the final part, going up here onto the other cams. I want to go around to this one first. Dang it, man, this thing bit me. All right, that one's on. That one's on. All right, go around the water pump. Then that's all I got to do is right here. Get that on. Now, I want over here to have as much tension as possible. And right now, it's like a little bit of flat, but I ain't happy with that. So I'm gonna look at my mark right here. I wanna see, can I turn it a little bit? Not really at all. So, what we're gonna do here, we know this gear is pretty much can stay where it's at. This is our problem gear right here. So, now that I got these over here lined up, take that off, and I want to hook it onto here. Keep that one in place, and then I'm gonna make sure this is, and I say that's about a tooth. So what I'm gonna do, notice I'm loosening this up a little bit with my 17mm wrench, and what I'm gonna do here is back this off. That thing is really gonna do that, aren't you? I really got those vice grips in there. All right, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. All right, since I got all those hooked up, let's take off our vice grips. And you see how that one's trying to turn? That's what I didn't want to happen. I did not want that thing to turn. So what I'm gonna do here, let me keep this like that. And I need to back you up. So how am I gonna back you up? And at the same time, need to keep you still. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna have Billy Bob hold this, because this is not gonna happen. All right.
I was already reading your mind.
Actually, you know what you do? Give me a vice grip. Give me a pair of a 3/8 ratchet, just a regular ratchet.
Hold on.
No, you ain't gotta do that, man. I got it. Just give me the ratchet. I'm gonna take these back off, and I'm gonna hook these back up over here to keep this belt into place. All right, give me the 17mm deep socket up there. Hook it up. All right, now hold this. Just keep that. Cause see how it wants to snap back like that?
Put me on the channel more.
You on it right now.
Alright, which way am I going?
Just stay right there. Don't let it move. All right, so while he's doing that, I need to back this up just. I need to get this belt off and back this up just a little bit.
Put that socket on.
Huh?
Put the socket on. There you go. No, put it on. It ain't on. It ain't on.
No, I got a problem. This thing might slip back. All right, guys, hold it right there. I need a wrench because I need control of that. I need a wrench right there. All right, take this off slowly. All right. See, I need my wrench because my wrench can control this better.
Wow.
I didn't go too far. I'm still on. Still good. All right. Let's see here. Hold on. Dang it! I'm off a tooth. So I gotta. Dang it.
Oh, tell me, turn to me.
Did it turn?
You turn to me.
Can't see if that thing's lined up or not, man. No, it's not. Hold on.
Oh. Turn me pretty decent. I'm probably about 2-3 teeth off now.
Yeah, still good. There you are. Just hold on 1 second. Dang it. Okay, wait a minute. I think I got it. I got it right there. Hold it right there. Okay. Right there. All right. Now, yours is going to have to go counterclockwise like you're loosening.
Back to me.
Hold. Let's loosen up a little bit. Loosen up more. No, clockwise a little bit. All right, because I got to get this belt off of you. Hold it. Dang it.
Okay, I got to think now, cause
Nah,
which way my wrench gonna keep when you kick back?
I'm not sure. You just got to make sure you hold it steady.
See, this is what I'm trying to figure out first.
Just hold it steady, man. You just keep it steady. Ready? You're going to get ready to hold it. You're going to get ready to go counterclockwise.
Hold on. Because I don't know which way it's going to go.
It's going to go clockwise. So you just get ready to hold it.
All right, go.
All right, back it up.
Which one? What up toward you?
Yeah. More.
I got that feeling about to jump.
You just got to hold it in place. Keep going, 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 keep going. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Hold it. All right, go ahead.
Back to me?
Yeah, keep going. No. Keep going toward me. Keep going, stop. All right, that is tension on all sides. Our marks is lined up. Now, we got it just like that.
Vice grip.
Huh?
Vice grip.
It still ain't gonna help.
Like
It still ain't gonna help. It ain't gonna help.
Yeah, it is.
It ain't gonna help at all.
Free me so I can hold that belt.
No, I need to get them to show them the tension.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can you hold just like that? Can you hold that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna show you what I need to do. You can hold that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Skinny, Dang. All right, guys, check this out. Here we are. We're going to get that belt on. Now this tension right here, those two little grooves, what you want to do is go counterclockwise, and you see how I'm putting tension on that? I'm going to use my needle nose vice grips, and there's 2 holes in there. I'm going to line them up just like that. I'm going to twist it. Don't let that go. Don't let yours go, man.
Now, cause I see you when you push, it start to twist. I got it.
All right. I'm going to twist it like this to lock it, to put tension on that belt. And then I'm going to lock that 14 millimeter bolt in. So I'm going to let that go. Let's see if I can... You still got that? Dang it.
Yeah, so that's why I use the cardboard.
No, I mean, the thing is broken. All right, stay right there. Let me get a 14. Get my 3/8 drive ratchet. Hope you can see this. I got a 6-inch extension. All right. I'm tightening it up.
Tighten slow now.
Counterclockwise. Still got a little play right there. I am not happy with that play at all. At all, I'm not happy with it. So I need to go in there and tighten that up even more. All right, but that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna tighten it up more, and I'll be right back.